Okay, guys. Today, we're going to be discussing some topics here today. Look right there. Since you're loading in the game, here's my problem. You have these these little content things that say, "Oh yeah, it's double XP, double cash, double RP." Well, why the hell should I care about a game I honestly don't really care about, GTA Online? And yes, I mean, look at this. This whole t-shirt setup with Michael makes him look exactly like Max from Max Payne 3. This whole setup I got going here. And I do this to Trevor as well. I shave him bald. But let's look at some content real quick for GTA 5 story mode. Let's think about everything we can do. We can play darts. We can go to the strip clubs. When we max a relationship out with a stripper, we get to take him home and, ooh. Okay. Trevor's just sniffing the panties. But, to be honest, the GTA... Look at this, bro. Look at the money I have. Look up in that upper corner. Look at that money. Okay? That is so easily possible to make in this game. It's easy to make that kind of money in this game. You just have to know what you're doing. There's easy steps. It involves the stock market, and you can't access the stock market in GTA 5 online. You can't do anything in GTA Online that is to the same level, or to the same artistic level as GTA story mode. But at the same time, online has changed. It used to be that, GTA story mode, there was a lot more things to do than GTA Online. GTA Online was just a bland sandbox. You created a character, you ran around, you stole cars, you did races, you did death matches. It was just what GTA 4 Online, just expanded and enhanced. Better graphics in a different location, and you can buy properties and stuff. But to be honest with you guys, GTA 5 will never be the same anymore. Okay, now you had this pretty cool crime game that kind of had references to like The Sopranos and stuff. I mean, basically Michael's character is just Tony Soprano to an extent. He's got the family, he's a life of crime. You sort of look at that narrative and you're like, wow, the similarities are they both go to therapists. There's a lot of similarities between The Sopranos and GTA 5. But when it comes down to, pure content that the game has to offer, there's not a lot to be had here at all. Yeah, I can figure out the murder mystery. Yeah, there's like things that are unsolved. All these things. But like, if we go into the gun store here, for instance, there's not shit here. Like, I mean, there's obviously you get the main arsenal weapons, but you compare the online guns, the online arsenal of weaponry. Only a few weapons got carried over. I mean, and now, yeah, you got the railgun, which is a kind of neat little update. They did add stuff to GTA story mode, to be honest with you, recently. And that's impressive, because they've never done that very much, but they've done it recently. They've added these races you can do as Franklin, and you get to unlock some cars from GTA Online. In particular, like the Burger Shot Stallion. So, I mean, you get those cars and all that, but, like, we go to the internet, for instance. We go to, Legendary Motorsport. Yeah, it looks very different than what it is now. That's the entire selection. If you go into online, bro, there's a whole fleet of vehicles that get released regularly. Almost, it seems, after an update. And what's wrong with the whole, it's just vehicles, right? Well, I don't want just vehicles anymore. I want them to be done with GTA Online. They have other IPs. Like, this is not their only game. This is just one game. If you look at the releases for, from, 2001 to to 2009, and it went from like all these different GTA games. They were being released regularly. In fact, why don't I go ahead and pull up the facts? Why don't I pull up some facts? Let me go. Every GTA release date.
Here is information from Wikipedia.
The original Grand Theft Auto came out in 1997. Grand Theft Auto 2, I think, came out in the year 2000. Grand Theft Auto 3 came out in 2001. The next year, in 2002, Vice City came out. In 2003, the Grand Theft Auto Double Pack came out, which is, I think, 1 and 2. In 2004, so 2 years after Vice City, 2 whole years, bro. What did Rockstar do? San Andreas. That's one of the most successful GTA titles. Not the greatest title. I will never say that GTA. Oh, I just took that pallet jack with me. I will never say GTA San Andreas is the greatest GTA game of all time. Just not really, not in my book. Grand Theft Auto 4 came out 4 years later. And in my opinion, that's the best Grand Theft Auto title. The PS3 release of GTA 5 came out in like 2013, I believe, and then in 2014, sometime in that ballpark, GTA 5 was released, re-released rather. Okay. Ever since then, after 2013, no more GTA games. Now, the most recent activity we've seen from Rockstar is re-releasing GTA 5 for the PS5. Okay, this game has literally lasted like 3 console generations now. PS3, PS4, now PS5. Is there even a reason to buy this game for the 3rd time? Like, let's be honest here. I'm not a GTA fan. You know, I'm a Rockstar fan. Okay? So, you know, when I was younger and on the PS2 era was Rockstar's greatest and most thriving era. Now, they took games a lot more seriously on the PS3 era than the PS2 era. You know, I'll give them that. They took games a lot more seriously in PS3 era. When we got titles like LA Noire, the first Red Dead, you know, the last Midnight Club game came out in the PS3, and it was a really good game. You had Max Payne 3. You had, obviously, GTA 4 and the DLCs that followed, the story DLCs, yeah. It's kind of the structure of it kind of looks like GTA 5, doesn't it? You know, you have the 3 different protagonists. You have, you have Johnny K, and you have, what's his name? I forget the guy's name. Something Lopez. Fuck, I can't remember the guy's name. Luis Lopez. There it is. Luis Lopez. There it is. Yeah, so you can play as Luis Lopez, and you know, all the stories are kind of intertwined. Rockstar toyed with that little idea, and then GTA 5 is that same sort of thing, just sort of redone. I just don't understand. Like, GTA games used to just sort of be controversial because you could just drive around and do this. I'm supposed to, yeah. I'm shooting your cars. I'm crashing a car. Oh no. Yeah, that's what GTA games used to. That used to be the whole fun of GTA. It's just breaking the law, doing all these crimes, doing all these things, right? And you can still do that in every GTA game. That's the thing about GTA games. That's the one feature that will never change. Is the core of GTA, and that's that you have these open world sandboxes, right, where you can just drive around and shoot guns at people, do all these things you just can't do in real life, and that's part of the appeal to why people play these mainstream GTA games. But beneath the surface of GTA, what do we have? We usually have these pretty integrated stories, usually, you know, these pretty decent little plots, cool characters, and stuff to do in the game, challenges, and or like you know, side missions and stuff like that. They're non-plot oriented, and there's these collectibles. You find the collectibles, and then, you know, when you collect all of them, you usually get like money rewards or something. I don't know, and it goes into your progress and stuff. The thing about GTA 5, they had all those collectibles, all these things. You know, they had what was it? The murder mystery thing where you collect all these sheets of paper. But that was okay. You know, I found all of them, I think. And they had the flight school and all that stuff. I mean, they had all that shit in San Andreas. Like, there's content in this game. They had more content in San Andreas than in GTA 4. I mean, GTA 4 had online dating and had character building relationships. Yeah, that's cool and all that, right? But in this game, they brought back the San Andreas stats, which is something I really liked, seeing the stats return. And you're like leveling up your character. See, I don't even have my stealth or flying all the way up on Michael, and my flying and stealth and strength are low on Franklin. But Trevor, I almost maxed out all his stats because I play Trevor a lot. Why? Because he can do this. The embodiment everybody likes about GTA games. Being able to kill as many people and not dying. He literally turns invincible. It's literally God mode that's rechargeable. Like... Okay, yeah, it's crazy, right? Well, why would you do that? I don't normally do that in GTA games anymore. Usually I just sort of run around and steal cars and customize them, and that's what I do. I mean, I beat the story. I mean, let's look at my overall progress in this game. And I know the title of the video is like my problem with, Rockstar and Take-Two Interactive. It's like, well, you're mainly talking about GTA 5. Yeah, that's where the problem begins. In fact, I'd actually argue I know more Rockstar games than people can list off the top of their head. The thing is, see what I just did there? That cop was right on me because I stole this car, kept my head low, sort of just drove at a normal speed. They didn't really notice me. If you saw that or not on the radar. But fucking, what's it called? I just like these games. These games are very, very fun and addictive. And you can just do a lot with these games. You have these missions, and you can make them. You can do gold. You can make the missions gold, silver, or bronze, depending on how well you played the mission. And what I mean by that is, if you go to your game, go down to replay missions, I could replay any mission in the game, and like I only have a couple missions gold. I don't really go for that completion like that, but I mean I got a couple missions gold. And I guess part of my whole thing was, I really wanted, I guess some missions I did good at, some missions I didn't. If I wanted to make them all gold and get a trophy for the game, it's, I can do that. There are about like 64 story missions in the game. Now, should the story be longer? Not really. If they did things like GTA 4 where they had jobs or little missions you can do that are like, you can call little Jacob and, you can traffic drugs, or you can call Brucey and boost cars for Brucey. You can do all these different things for all these different characters. It's not like that in this game. It's not like that at all. In fact, I'd say go play GTA 4, just play the game. Then played GTA 5 afterwards. The only thing that really got improved was the shooting and the graphics. And the driving. Apart from that, the core values of a GTA game, like the little details, like in GTA 4, you can climb on these ledges and do all these weird maneuvers, and I can climb onto these like little ledges on this, on these buildings. I can scale buildings in GTA 4. You can't do that at all here. You can just do the basic, you can climb over a wall that's not, that's every game. Like, watch this. If I want to get into Michael's apartment, all I have to do, and this is how I originally did this mission in GTA 5. I actually went all the way over here to this back area where the, where the floor is elevated, and I would just jump the fence. And here I was. Now I can play tennis with Amanda as Trevor. And you can just sort of just do this. And yeah, that's it. You got tennis. But yeah, no, you can literally play just tennis and golf. And now the golf and tennis are kind of fun and all that. But what about like basketball or like, yeah, or whatever. The point is, you know, when you compare content from GTA Online to GTA 5, there's not a lot of content. Or even from the older GTA games. Like, what about the rampages? You know, Trevor has rampages. But what about everybody else? They don't have rampages. Like, back in the good old, what was it called? Back in Vice City, you know, you would just go around the map and see these little skull icons. You'd interact with them, and then all of a sudden, boom, you got enemies coming in everywhere. It's like, kill this many enemies in this amount of time. You kill more enemies, or, you know, you do whatever, you get more points. And, I mean, it's not a really fun mode, but it's just something you can do in the game. As opposed to GTA 5, there's, like, no character customization at all. Like, at all. There.
Congratulations.
Michael's court. And you can do this with all characters. I don't know if you guys actually knew that or not. You could literally play tennis with Amanda in Michael's court with any character you want. And there's no big Easter eggs, no big secrets, no big missions, and nothing. I mean, you know, GTA 4 had, you know, the Statue of Happiness, which was the parody of the Statue of Liberty that had Hillary Clinton's face on it. You went inside there was this creepy-ass heart thing at the top of the tower thing on the inside. You can go inside of it. Point is, there's nothing like that here. And you go to Mount Chiliad, you know, I mean, obviously, you know, there's UFOs in this game. Yeah, this game has UFOs in it, and it's not afraid to throw it in your face that it's got UFOs. So like I said, the problem stems with GTA 5. It's the lack of content for story mode, and online gets all this attention. But now let's go to a more deeper game. You know, or not game, a more deeper point here. The games. The games themselves. We saw Red Dead Redemption 2, and that's like one of the pinnacles of just games right now. It's one of the greatest games of all time. I find that, you know, the whole bonding with your horse and everything with that game, the whole you grow a beard and all this and that, it actually grows over the course of the game. You have to shave it accordingly, and the whole, and that's all great shit. And the fact is, it does its own thing, and it does it very, very well. And everyone was very anticipated for Red Dead 2, but everyone's talking about GTA 6. What about GTA 6? Well, what about Bully? What about Agent? Or what about Manhunt? Or what about Max Payne? Or, you know, to a further extent, what about just a new IP completely? You know. Hold on, I'm also got a Salisbury steak, so I'm gonna eat this real quick. So I'm gonna go mute. Awkward time for streaming because you know, I got food, and this food is heated. If it goes cold, I don't like cold macaroni and cheese, I'm sorry, but I gotta eat this shit real quick. It's a Salisbury steak and mac and cheese. But this is gonna be the last Rockstar game that they ever release, because right now it is. It's the latest game they've released, GTA 5. For the PS5.
What can the best mechanic in LS do for you?
If any game should be getting, you know, expanded and enhanced, I think it should be Red Dead. Because they have showed no attention to Red Dead at all. At all. Alright, hold on a minute. I'm gonna go back to eating my food. Okay, I'm back. Alright. Hell no. Well, hell yes. Respray the colors. I lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, that's what I was gonna say. So yeah, you look at Red Dead, and I think it's like one of the pinnacles of Rockstar games, like quality, and it shows exactly what Rockstar can get done if they just put, put a little bit of effort into it. Problem is, how often do we see Rockstar put any effort into their other franchises, their other IPs? And what I mean by that, take a look at Bully, for instance, right? So, we think about Bully. What do we think about? We typically think about the whole, it's GTA without guns. And to an extent, yes, it is GTA without guns, but I find that Bully, as far as gameplay goes, less was going on in Bully, bro. A lot less was going on. There wasn't all the NPCs coming around everywhere, and you had to watch where you were going in San Andreas because gang war. But for the most part, when I think about the whole, San Andreas, from a gameplay perspective, I didn't enjoy the gameplay back in the day. I really didn't. I actually found that Bully had better gameplay back in the PS2, and they're like, "Well, that's the PS2." Well, even now, go play the definitive edition of that shitty game. The definitive editions just suck to all of these great Rockstar titles, and I hate saying that the definitive edition sucks, because it is supposed to be the primary edition of the game, right? It's supposed to be the greatest pinnacle that it could possibly be. Now, if I remember correctly, they tried this attempt in the past before. They tried remastering San Andreas to the PS3. They kept the graphics mostly the same, though they updated and polished textures and stuff like that, but the game was a buggy mess. It was for the PS3 and the Xbox 360. It was one of Rockstar's most popular titles back in the day. But when we think of popularity, popular titles, versus just, having something that works, would you rather it be popular, or would you rather it, work? Like, put it this way, would you rather have, let me put it this way. Let's say you have a bar. Would you want that bar to be jam-packed, or would you want the alcohol and atmosphere to be perfect? Does that make sense? I don't know. The graphics looked good, but the game had bugs that made the game almost unplayable. And the problem is, it just seems whenever developers hire another studio to remaster their games, and this isn't just GTA. Don't think I'm just ripping on GTA. This is also like Konami, and part of the thing is, you talk about what's Konami, why are you talking about Konami and the Rockstar video? Well, I'm talking about it because this definitive edition is very, I have some, like, PTSD of Silent Hill, what was it, the Silent Hill HD collection, where they went back and they rehauled the graphics and they basically modernized Silent Hill 2 for the PS3 and Xbox 360. They only did Silent Hill 2 and 3. They didn't do 4, and they didn't bother with redoing 1. Mainly because 1 is a PS1 game, and also because it's a PS1 game. That's really it. And actually redoing the gameplay to make it fit a more narrative, or not narrative, making the gameplay fit a more modern audience was going to be way too impossible. So they just did 2 and 3. And say were the more popular games in the franchise. Although the PS3 version of Silent Hill 2 is more playable. The graphics really sucked in Silent Hill HD collection. There's missing graphics. Like there's missing textures and stuff like that. And I thought it was bullshit. I'm like, that must be like a rare bug or whatever. Nah. I played it on the, what do you call it? I played Silent Hill 2 on my PS4 using the PlayStation Now. And if you guys thought the standard HD collection of Silent Hill was bad, this is going to kill you. Because if you have bad internet, it's virtually unplayable. The game had some minor bugs everywhere, but for the most part, like I said, the missing textures and the missing fog, that's not a big deal, really. But, when we talk about, missing textures and stuff like that, it can be concerning, and considering that, these are, like, top-tier games, like, Silent Hill is no small franchise. Now, obviously, because of people, and people are people, and people are dumb, you say Silent Hill, and the first thing people think about is nurses and Pyramid Head, right? Nowadays, and the same thing has happened. The same thing has happened to GTA. The second you say Grand Theft Auto, what's the first thing you think of? You don't think of story mode. You don't think of Nico Bellic or Tommy Vercetti or Claude. You think of one of two things. You think of GTA Online or Carl Johnson. You think of San Andreas or GTA 5 Online. Those are the two Grand Theft Autos that people usually think of. And, I can't really blame them because, back in the day, people played the shit out of GTA San Andreas. It's just what they did. They played the hell out of San Andreas. It was a very well-marketed game. And GTA 5 is just as well-marketable. But now it's literally just become a meme, pretty much. Even in the expanded and enhanced edition of GTA 5, the trailer that showed it online showed flying DeLoreans and jets and shit, bro. Like, they are already aware of, what they're doing here. It's no big secret. And why the hell is this spawned here? What the hell? How has a Lamborghini, and this ain't my vehicle, a Lamborghini spawned behind this trailer in the middle of the desert? That's really weird. I guess Trevor's rich as shit. He's got these supercars and everything. He's got this Lamborghini, and he's got that, that Subaru-looking car. I don't know. I'm not a big car person anymore. I don't know a lot of modern cars. And I see them, I'm like, I notice the brand logo, and I'm like, no, that's a Toyota or that's a Honda. And I know the Honda CRVs and stuff like that, but the point is, I'm a muscle car guy. If you put like a Plymouth Cuda in front of me, I'll tell you the year and the make and everything, but for the most part, oh shit, slide these things in Trevor's trailer. The other important thing I guess we should talk about, as this is my general problem with Rockstar games, is they stop caring about their other IPs. And like Bully, I was mentioning Bully earlier, and how sometimes I find Bully to be more exciting than GTA. It had better gameplay. The story wasn't that complicated. It wasn't trying to send off any like huge like message or anything like that. Nah. The story was simple and it was just down to earth. Because it was simple and just down to earth, it wasn't hard to follow. But something like, Max Payne 3 or something like that, or LA Noire, being a 99.999% story mode and, being focused forward, they were great products. And, and GTA 5 is not a bad product at all. GTA 5 is a great product. It really is. It's a great game. And at the time of release, this was one of the biggest releases ever. It really was. And when I got the game, I was very patient with it, I was excited. I did that opening heist. I kept all the characters. I was exploring Los Santos, and I'm like, wow, this is cool. And the whole "this is cool," oh wow, this is cool. For the first time, it was such a magical experience because this truly was, at the time, considered the greatest GTA game of all time. Because it's the new GTA game, it's got all these things. And after a while, people realized this game is boring. And beneath the surface, it really sucks. I could replay Bully 100 times, and I could replay GTA 5 100 times. You know what game I'm going to have a lot more fun playing 100 times? Probably not GTA 5. Redoing this game 100 times is very repetitive. This game's nature just kind of sucks. Playing it like 4 times maybe is okay. You know what I mean? And saying, okay, I got my 100% playthrough done. I got my other 2 playthroughs. I wanted the other 2 endings or whatever have you. But for the most part, you just... the game just has these sort of like crazy scenarios, and it's awesome. I love it. I do. I really do. This game is top notch, and at the time it was. But now we have made it to the point where this game is almost 9 years old. You compare that to a game like Silent Hill 2 is 20 years old. Yeah, I said it. Silent Hill 2 is 2 decades old. It's a 20-year-old game. And still manages to be better. And I could replay that game 100,000 times. And still enjoy its experience. Despite the fact that game is twice as repetitive as this. So what does this game need to do to improve itself? Well, it just needs to die. That's it. That's all it's got to do. Once it dies, we can all say, hey, I remember that game. Yeah, dude, such a great game. Wonder when the next one's going to come out. There you go. Now it's going to get the recognition it deserves. Well, we can't say that now because it's still a game. It's still alive. It still exists. It hasn't died out yet. Story mode has. Story mode is like long dead. But the whole online mode, the whole community behind GTA, the GTA YouTubers, everything that's toxic about GTA, including the GTA YouTubers and the tryhards, and everything that's wrong with GTA Online is the players, not Rockstar's fault. Now, Rockstar realizes that the whole people just don't like to be fucked with when they want to make money. So, during Red Dead, they made these little countermeasures, and the countermeasures kind of work, but at the same time, tryhards have found ways past those countermeasures. The whole, going parlay and whatnot. And so it's like, well, still they attempted to, reduce, tryhards. And I have encountered far less tryhards in Red Dead than I have in online. I'll just say that right now. I may have encountered 5 in total. And I've encountered over 600,000 different fucking tryhards in GTA 5. But that's just saying something. And as far as the whole, GTA Online has little missions you can do. Yeah, but no story. Just go kill enemies, grab the drugs, transport it back to Gerald's house, rinse, repeat. Go to this area, kill these enemies, open this door, hack into this door, take whatever it is you're taking, and then take it back to the guy, whoever it is you're bringing that stuff to. It's the heists that have like the cool, the cool esque mission status shit. that we all like. But it's not, there's no story behind it, there's nothing to ground it. There's nothing. There's another thing I like. You saw those bikers back there? Yeah. How often do you see like little groups of people? Look at all these deer right here. You can hunt in this game, bro. Like hunting is a legit hobby that you can actually do in this game. I mean, and there's all these activities, which is nice and all, but at the same time, this game still feels empty. But it's the missions and the whole, you're constantly doing things that make this game fun. But enough with GTA 5. Again, go back to their other IPs. And we're going to be very obscure, because I'm about to talk about a title, and there's all these different things that we can could talk about with this title. I'm sure I've talked about this title enough. It's called Manhunt. Manhunt is oh dear, give me a second. I'm gonna put this on. Manhunt is the best, in my opinion, one of the best. Just overall, it's one of the best experiences I have ever had with a Rockstar game. And I'm not even lying, bro. Like, that's just the truth. You know, the whole, well, you can do this and you can do that, and, you know, it's not open world. Nah. It's Manhunt. So, we gotta sort of kind of take this game with a grain of salt. You know what I mean? You kind of have to sort of say, okay, well, you know, yeah, you can't say that it's Manhunt. It's not open world. It's a kind of survival horror experience. Very strange survival horror experience, but you know, it is what it is. But for the most part, the game's story wasn't that great. You know, it was, you know, cool and clever, but wasn't that clever. Ultimately, it was the I don't know, bro. At the end of the day, it was the fact that the game generated so much controversy, created such attention to the game, that I feel people kind of think, oh, it's way too violent. It's the most violent game ever. Yeah, that's partially true, but the game is still enjoyable for a lot of reasons. And to be honest with you guys, it was quite a horrifying experience. And I get it, Manhunt is not like the scariest game you'll ever play. You're the most dangerous thing in the room in the game. But for the most part, the crappy combat, people complain about combat in the game, that works. It's supposed to be crappy. Because, you know, the combat's supposed to feel clunky, so you don't engage in direct combat. You're supposed to be stealthy and sneaky, and you should avoid confrontation at all costs. The problem is, when you like avoid confrontation and not kill anybody, you get a lower score in the mission. You get like a 1 or 2 star. The thing is, you gotta kill either everybody there, and you gotta do it quickly. You can't just pussyfoot it around. You gotta, everything about that game structure is just fucking great. I could go into a whole video about why I love Manhunt and why Manhunt means so much to me personally. But, you know, ultimately I'm not going to do that because, you know, you know, I'll get so sidetracked. I got a 1 star for shooting people and blowing up for a fat man, 2 fat men, and an entire light post, and destroying God knows how much property cost that would actually be. Watch this, I'll rack up that one level real quick. Okay.
Units reporting 417 on Vinewood Boulevard. Suspect last seen on Walter Street in downtown Vinewood.
Oh yeah, let's do this thing!
It was one of the coolest things I like. I like picking a location and then just going guns blazing in this location, trying to survive. And then onslaught.
Officer, need us some backup here!
This game is too much, bro, sometimes.
On our way.
It's a very cinematic style shootout.
Units reporting an officer shot.
I got a gold-plated shotgun, bro. What?
Downtown Vinewood.
I don't want to shoot that fucking computer. Oh, it does nothing. That'd be badass.
We've got eyes on the target.
Suspect last seen in west downtown Vinewood.
Dispatch, I've got the suspect 20.
Yeah, there's no getting through that.
We have a visual. Moving in.
You actually spend leisure time with me? Well, okay.
I'm on my way.
Alright, you fuckers, I'm on a mission. Level up.
Suspect located.
You think you fucking scare me? Come on, then.
No way! I wonder what happens. Will we all survive, me, Franklin, and Michael, if we all just sort of, you know, I wish it would be cool if we could call Lamar to hang out with us and we all just get in some gang shootout and we just take over old gang territory. It would be badass. Go out there and just shoot everybody in there. That's all I do anymore now. Seems like I just get these big ass shootouts with the cops.
Just love to, Mikey.
Great. I'm on my way.
I'm boosting your car, amigo.
Michael, man, good to see you. So, Mike, I should probably say. What? Well, maybe I shouldn't react that way. I mean, let's be honest, Brad was a dick, and things were getting out of control. You had the kids, and you'd already missed so much of their growing.
Citizens report assault with a deadly weapon. It's an Ella unicorn.
Alright, let's go. Get in!
Copy that.
Let's go wreak havoc. I've never done this before in GTA. I've never wreaked havoc with Trevor and all them. I've never done this.
Suspect northbound. A silver or utility vehicle.
Oh shit.
Citizens report shots fired at an officer on Strawberry Avenue.
This car kind of reminds me of a Ford Explorer.
to XL.
for whatever reason.
Citizens report shots fired at officers. Office Street.
Sayonara.
Eagle 1 is inbound.
You moron!
Suspect doing 50 miles per hour on Rockstar Way in Rockwood Hill.
Alright, alright.
Units reporting shots fired at officers on Star Way.
No! No way.
Nice try, T.
Man, bro, we gotta wreak havoc with you. We gotta wreak havoc with. Wait, can we call both of them at the same time?
Excuse me!
This is Jimmy Boston. No point leaving a voicemail. I don't deal with messages. I have people for that. Kiflam.
Oh my god, yo guys, I'm so sorry. I'm just wreaking havoc with these characters. I completely lost my train of thought, actually, guys. I'm so
Just
sorry.
love to, Mikey.
But yeah, no, guys. The GTA 5 is definitely a fun game and all that, but at the same time, like a game like Manhunt, it got a sequel. I probably need to redo this stream completely from back from the beginning. They completely abandoned their games, and at the end of the day, guys, Rockstar is just I don't know, it's off the rails now. It's the failure that is GTA, the definitive trilogy. Anywhere from that all the way up to, just in general, Rockstar games lacking quality control nowadays. Here we go. Hobbies and pastimes. And miscellaneous. Strangers and freaks. Almost got that done.
So you're gonna drive into me?
Alright guys, well, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and play more of this game. Hopefully I might do another series on GTA 5. But no, seriously guys, GTA is just lacking in quality nowadays. It's just no longer the same game that I really enjoyed back in PS3 era.
Let's go. Good to hang out, my brother.
Alright guys.